um, it says I'm streaming. OBS says I'm streaming. Oh, am I live? I guess it's working. Hello everybody. I'm trying it in 4K, so I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Just let me know if you can see what I'm doing or if you can hear me. If everything's fine, it would be appreciated. Thank you. Hello everybody. It doesn't look like it's really even working. I should have just kept it at 1080p. It's just what I do. I do things wrong all the time. I just want to stream. I just want to stream a little bit. I'm feeling so down right now. I figured this would help. Sculpting always makes me feel better, and I love streaming. Are you seeing? Can anybody hear me? Do you see the video? I may have to end this and start another one at lesser quality. Cause I don't know if it's working or not. It stops and loads every few seconds. Can anybody confirm that the stream actually looks okay, or is it working? I'll just assume it is. I'm gonna work on these feet. I'm feeling pretty down right now. Sculpting always makes me feel better, and I really did enjoy all that streaming I done, so I figured this would be a good thing to do. I didn't show this on the last video. I kind of did it real fast and I put music in there for the first time. I don't know if anybody's even seen it, but I'm just going to continue doing these other feet and connecting the legs to the body and beefing it up a little bit. I'm not really happy with the last video I made. I can't undo it, so just moving forward. But in the video, you'll see it's really fast. I had these pieces of sheets of clay underneath the feet, and I thought I was going to just trace around it and cut. And I decided at the last minute that I didn't need to do that, that I could just cut this little shape right here and enclose these toes and this right here. So I'll be doing it again for these feet, so you won't be missing anything. But I'm going to do the sculpting that I did on this foot on this one. So that should be pretty cool, right? Maybe. It's basically a top and a bottom, and the little toes are encased inside it. I did that so they're embedded and they don't just break off or pull off or whatever. And I don't know if it's necessary or not. I do things unorthodox anyways. But just kind of roll these like this. Get rid of that gap. Just close it in pretty much. I'm assuming it works, that the stream's working. I'm looking at it. It's behind a lot. I'm doing it in 4K. So the last few videos, not the last one I made, it's actually in full quality, but the last few before my previous video, my recent video, I've had the settings all messed up on OBS. I've been basically recording in 1080p and at low quality. So now my videos I upload will be in 4K and at full quality, not lossless, but full quality, indistinguishable quality, whatever that means. I guess lossless is like 8 gigabytes a minute, 7 gigabytes a minute. And I tried a little 1-minute clip just to see what it looks like in my editing program, and it doesn't even show up. So I really don't know how OBS can make more data than what the actual camera does. I'm at a loss for that. But anyhow, the videos should look a lot better. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. That'll look pretty good. Just closing the gap. And that went a lot better than the last. This clay has cooled down a lot. It's lost its condition, but it's still it's not breaking or anything, so still good to go. Okay. And right here, missed a spot. Just compressing it to where the top and bottom's joined all around those toes. I do believe that's the first thing I did. It was probably the worst way to make toes for a lizard. Oh, cool, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. And welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to try to be cheerful and seemingly happy and all that. Been very down lately. I'm letting everything build up and stuff, and sculpting's always a great thing. It's always a good escape from, you know, all the troubles. This was the knife, but it wasn't. I don't know where my other knife is. Ah, that's right, I took it. I'll just use this. This is really thick. This is thin. Ah, there goes one of the toes. That was the whole point. I don't know why it matters. Like I said, this is probably not the greatest way of doing this. The clay itself has really good tack, so I'm not worried that it won't stick. But I kind of like things being embedded, or, you know, stuff like that. But I just cut the excess, cut it down a little bit. Take some of that height off of that. I also have other clay. You know, if I have to just break out some of that beige and make a little face on the desk or whatever, we'll do something tonight. I'm not feeling this lizard at all. And that could be a big problem for somebody that's trying to sculpt, if you're not feeling it. So, I carved in some details on this. I suppose you can see that. Which probably don't look accurate. I guess I'm the kind of person where I'll say, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, and if it doesn't turn out right, or something goes wrong, I'll be stuck. And which is kind of silly, because you could always just shelve something, or quit it, do something else, you know, whatever. And even though I know that, I can say that, it's still difficult for me to do. I've been really worried about the channel. This YouTube channel. I just uploaded a YouTube short where I smashed a sculpture. I've watched these clips where they have these rooms where you pay money to go in and just break a bunch of stuff, and it's supposed to be therapeutic. I thought it ridiculous, but then again, I guess you never know something like that until you try. And I thought it would make me feel better. It did. It felt good to just release some stress or whatever, and I put a description in there. I think my channel has died. I can explain that. It's been here for 15 years. And believe it or not, the channel has received 30,165 comments. And if you take 15 years and you multiply it by 365 days, and then divide 30,165 by that number, which is like 5,000 something, it averages 5.5 comments a day. I know it doesn't work that way, but the past 5 days this channel has not received a single comment. And even when I abandoned this channel, I've never seen it do that, ever. And it's purely an algorithm thing. It's a thing from Google's end. It has nothing to do with my subscribers or whatever. But on my end, it just makes it feel like it died completely. It's so strange. Even my wife says it's strange. I can't really afford to quit because I have no other ideas or options to try to support myself, and so I'm sticking with this. I launched channel membership, and I think the first 2 days I got 6 people to join, and it's been over a month, and that was it. It's something about the algorithm. See, it looks a little rough, but when I do the softener stuff, it evens it out a lot. I think I go like this a little bit. These lines probably don't even really belong back here, these details. You know what? Keep sticking to the table so I don't tear some fingers off. How about I do that? I'm not trying to put any of that on anybody watching right now. I know you come here to enjoy something. Last thing I guess I would want to hear is the problems of whatever it is you're trying to. I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out what tools it was I used to do this. I have here we are. Little fingernail thingy. I wish I had set this up at maybe at an angle instead of directly overhead, because it just doesn't seem like a good angle. I'm basically just kind of rolling it to the fingers a little more naturally with this fingernail tool. Assuming that's what this is. And for the little pointy parts, the pads or whatever, I'm going to try to make them out of the clay that's already here, as opposed to adding some clay. So this is pretty close to what I have over here, believe it or not. That's gonna have to be in focus. I guess that's in focus. See how these look. Kind of rough in there too. If I feel like I really don't want to do this lizard or these feet, y'all would be okay if I just did played with clay, just did whatever with it, perhaps a different color. Trying to give it a chance though. Honestly, I don't think it's even possible for the channel to not get comments like that for 5 days in a row. Because if you consider the playlists I have of the things I've already done, those are being viewed by random people like all the time. And it was always strangers that commented. I enjoyed that a lot. And it's just very confusing for me because opening channel membership was a way to supplement ad revenue, which really never was a thing. And it has like endless possibilities, potential anyways. So, and I've already got it going, you know, I don't want to back out of that. It seemed just for comments it'd be weird. But for my mental health, the company I would get every now and then, just not feeling so alone, it's also valuable too. Your mental health is, you know, you can be in really dark places sometimes. It's possible. So it's hard to even figure it out. I know I've abandoned I've abandoned this channel because of depression several times. And even during those times, it would still be massive comments all the time. So that's why it's just so strange. Feels like it's, I don't know, I've always questioned the legitimacy, like if this is even real. I'll probably get my channel shut down saying that I'm supposed to uphold Google's image in every way possible. It looks very close to this one. It looks actually better because it's not so, it's not so clean. This one, I mean, is a little rougher. But let me see about these toes. What I thought I could do is I can make them by just smushing the clay that's here, using that clay that's available to me. I just gotta remember what I'm doing. So maybe the width of this tool. We're back down on the ground again. Okay. Just kind of squish it with one of these tools. This one. If I roll it like this, it'll separate the look of these two parts, and it'll give me that pad, the fingertip, the froggy tip to the little froggy feet. And that seems like it works. And then I can take that harsh angle from here. It seems convenient to use the clay that's already here, plus the toes are rather long, so this makes it the same length, but I don't know, I always aim for just doing things simple, which almost never turns out simple. I do things complicated sometimes. I give it a little roundedness, kind of mess with that, make it bulbous instead of like a flat sheet. I basically made a flat sheet just now. I can roll it like this. I'm starting to feel better. It's partly from sculpting, obviously, and just sharing what I'm going through. When I share my hardships or my burdens with other people, they help carry it with me. That's something I think. I don't know if that makes me selfish or whatever, but it feels like it helps. I hope it's okay to do that every now and then. Oh, by the way, I've got my insurance. I'm now insured medically for the first time as an adult. And I just went and seen a doctor yesterday. Well, yeah, my first, what do you call it? Your primary doctor. And basically we didn't cover much ground. It was just basically getting to know each other and telling what my problems are. And for a brief moment, I thought he wasn't taking me serious, but then he said he's gonna send me out for imaging on the back of my leg, which is absolutely perfect. I couldn't ask for anything else. And now we're trying to get them to schedule me. I have my wife helping me, so look, that looks like a toe. That looks like a toe. It actually looks kind of cool in a weird way. So I did this other tool. This was my measurement, so I can go like that. But this tool is better for. There's a shiny thing on here. I don't know what it is. The metal's nicked. Right. I'll glance up every now and then to see if someone said anything, and or if I'm still alive, which that could be a. Now I try to make all my toes the same size, thickness, by using snakes, but I used multiple snakes, and it looks like this one's slightly thinner than this one. So I'm having less clay to move around. But it's still working. See if there's. I'm trying to think if there's any other new things I can tell you that's positive. Sorry about that again. Hey, that's working out really well. It's toeses. It looks like toeses to me. Roll it, squeeze, squeeze. I was a little nervous about popping on here live. I usually have my wife with me. She helps me with everything. If that woman passed away tonight, I wouldn't even know how to pay my own bills. Which is that's a bad thing. I need to sit in with her and start learning things. It's not because I'm lazy, it's just she's very, very good at being an adult, a responsible adult, I suppose. I'm sure there's other people that where one person does the finances and figures everything out. Okay, Tom, say positive things, say positive things. This actually looks kind of interesting to me. That other lizard I made, Sushi, it wasn't very detailed at all. It was smooth everywhere. It was just for cane work. So, Where is that tool? Is it in my hand? Ah, here it is. This is my measuring device. Get a little closer. And get even closer here. This is a very dark color. I feel like it has trouble with the camera. I mean, I like it. It's gonna be cool, I guess, when I'm done. But it's still, on the production end, it's difficult to get these views and angles. If you can envision white paint on the lizard, that's kind of like the starry night, moons and stars with the little dashes everywhere. That's kind of what I was envisioning. Maybe even doing Morse code. Put a little phrase in there like peace, love, and happiness, or a hidden message would be kind of cool. Just write it out backwards, work in reverse or something. Morse code is pretty simple. Be like dash 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 dot 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 dash 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 would be like SOS. And it would look like the starry night still. Wouldn't have to write a whole story. Just maybe a phrase somewhere. Just trying to be clever and use current popular things to borrow from them to help aid me in my own progression with art and trying to make a name for myself. But I think it's just been stressing me. It could be because the lizard's so small. That last one was huge. It was as big as that marble. And it's, in my opinion, larger sculptures are easier. Sometimes I see these people make life-size things, like people or animals that are actually in full size using massive amount of monster clay or air dry clay. And first of all, I'm envious of that I would love to try something like that one day. If I can get the materials up, I would try it. Along with other things like metal sculptures, and that was the whole idea of channel membership. If it really took off, I could do anything. Nice. Its toes. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. You got a little icon next to you. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure you can't see it on your end. It's to help me understand the differences between my viewers, I suppose. It's a little crown, like the thing you wear on your helmet, like the king would wear. and it has a number next to it. I guess it's because you comment on everything, which I appreciate so much. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel good hearing from you. You were the last person to comment 5 days ago, and for several days before that, it's been getting really weird where I don't get comments anymore. So I appreciate you doing that, stopping by and saying hello. Like I said, it's so strange. Me and my wife, neither one of us can figure it out. I have 6 members now, and you know, you would figure. I don't know. I can't figure it out. So that looks pretty good. This looks kind of interesting. I'm zoomed in really close, so sorry if it's too close. I figured I obviously want you to be able to see what I'm doing, but I might be putting too much. All these toes are the same length, in theory, depending how I buried them inside that, which you'll see here in a little bit. So this method that I'm doing should work, which is me making the fingertips, the little pads, with the existing clay that's already here. It uses up some of this length because it's kind of a ridiculous length. There's probably there's millions of different kinds of lizards. There's probably some that have long fingers. So that last video that I did, I had 2 hours of film. I was really overwhelmed with it all, and I felt like I should have streamed it in the first place, but I didn't. So I tried something, the first time ever. I've never used music on this channel, but I have access to a full library as a partner of free music, music where I share revenue, if I use it, music where I can pay money for like a contract, which obviously I'm not going to try anything like that. It sounds confusing. So I just was listening to it. It's actually decent sounding music. I picked something that was free, and for the first time I uploaded with, a little track, no talking, no nothing, and I thought for sure that someone would be like, oh wow, you used a song, or hey, why didn't you, I like hearing you talk, or anything, and there was absolutely nothing. So strange has been the ongoing explanation on our end. It's just strange. But anyways, this is my only way. So even if I have to just do like 100 little shorts or whatever, just to spam the system for that little portion of the whatever, as a last resort, I would never just quit. But it does feel like the platform itself works against me sometimes. Get right here. And am I getting these mixed up? I have to figure out which of these feet go where. So, moving on from all that depressing talk, I am so looking forward to doing something new. I want a different color. Like beige, like this beige stuff, this sculpting compound. I think that'll look so good. You'll be able to see it. I'll be able to see it. I could start an armature. I'm gonna need an armature for whatever it is I'm making. It's gonna be not something small. This has an armature, the lizard that I'm making. A basic little one, so it'll always start with that. Unfortunately. But I've been eyeballing this Chinese dragon for quite some time. I think that would be pretty cool. But like I mentioned earlier, that's kind of a thing. I'll say, hey, I'm gonna make such and such, and sometimes I walk myself into a corner. It's all locked. I feel like it's locked in, and if I'm not feeling it, or if I'm intimidated by it or whatever, then I'm stuck. And I need to not do that. Either get on here and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, and start doing something else, or put it on the shelf for a while. Because this clay can sit forever. It won't dry out. It will sit just like this forever. Any of those options are better than just freezing up, so to speak. I'm gonna mark both of these. I'm using this tool as a measuring device. By the way, sorry if my messages are late to what you're saying. It's lagging a lot for me here. Yes, I have. I'm doing. I'm filming this I'm doing 4K. I'm trying it out, which is a higher quality. We're paying for. We have the best service package available for internet. So I would assume I'm able to stream in 4K, and it's a 4K camera. I'll just kind of review it afterwards, and I might switch back to 1080p for the streams, at least until I get the bit rate and all that stuff figured out. I remember when they first started coming out with 4K cameras, and I told my wife, I said, baby, this is something I need to get like right away. You know, they'll eventually start getting these TVs. At first the TVs were ridiculous. Now if your TV breaks, you can go to Walmart and get a 4K TV for $299. It'd almost be silly not to get a 4K TV. But back in the day it wasn't, they were outrageous. Technology gets cheaper slowly over time. But I scrambled to get this camera. Well, the one I have, the Lumix FZ1000, which is the one I just replaced it with this one, which is the G something. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. It might be, it's a G, it just has a G on it. G95 or something. But anyhow, I started uploading stuff with the wrong settings, obviously. I eventually figured it out, but it did almost nothing. And I sold my trailer, like a little leaf trailer I had. I still regret that, to get the rest of the amount. I am glad that I can make really, really good videos. The streaming aspect, though, it may be not totally smart using 4K. Okay. Okay. And get rid of some of this stuff going on down here, just briefly. I planned on sanding it. From what I understand, the lagging doesn't completely compromise the stream itself, so if it does get so bad to where you can't stand it, I can end it and start another one, change the settings really quick. I'm just going back and trying to use little tools to, where it touches the toes, remove any kind of gap. Same with the actual toe. That looks pretty good. Kinda. It's a very subjective statement. If I say, oh, that looks pretty good, the next person be like, yeah, right. Which is how art works. Did everybody have a nice 4th of July? Yes, I'm getting to investigate it. And I had no major incidents except, well, I have to weed eat our property because we don't own a lawnmower. I haven't for years. And I know that sounds kind of weird. We have a 1.25 acre, which about an acre of it is actual property. And I weed eat it. I'm really good at it. I was gonna make a video, actually, as silly as that sounds. It looks better than what a zero turn does. I'm not kidding you. And I was out there doing I just basically kill a battery. I got a 40-volt cobalt electric weed eater. And I would just go out there and kill a battery. Drain the battery and then because it takes 3-4 hours to charge, I would just do a little bit the next day. And it would take a few days, 3 days, to do the entire property. And there's something about weed eating it. I feel like it's been training the grass to actually not grow. It's very brutal. It's not a clean cut. It's just a tear. It tears the grass. So maybe that's what's doing it. But I was out there, thought I was being careful. But later on that night, I woke up almost, oh my gosh, I shouted. It felt like something inside my leg was torn. But there was no flushing with it. It was just, and it was like, it would do it randomly. Oh, it was scary. And I just basically laid for 2 days in bed, not moving, and it stopped, and it got better. And just the other night, I was trying to go to the bathroom, and I caused flushing throughout my body instead of in the toilet like what would be normal. So it's definitely something going on with me, and we'll figure it out. We'll find out what that is. This will get the softener with a brush, but I don't think I'm going to do that live. That doesn't seem like a fun thing to watch. But these are pretty close. Oop, I'm not in focus anymore. I'm just going to back out a little bit. These are, I got the chicken legs, no, I got the lizard legs. Here's one that's not done, so you can see actually how I did this. This is rolled out to setting 3. And what I did, I had these, in the video I had these big pads, like square areas, kind of like this, like the wax paper. And the idea was I could build it all on here, on this, and it would have a clean bottom. This is fairly clean, actually. I don't know why I was stressing that. See how these toes are all one piece? It's not like little joined or seams where they come together. So at the last minute in the video, I basically took those back off and just traced this. And my my cutting tool is, I think, in another room. You know what? I can trace it. I'll trace it with this. And then I'll cut it out. Oops. I just went like this. It gives me a little line right there. And this is not, I don't even think this is the correct thing for this. This goes in here. Maybe. Yes, okay. And then I cut this, follow that line. And what I did, I took my little toes and I put them on here. Try to position them all on there. As long as they're within that little area. This is basically how these are done. And then this went directly on top. I'll follow the same pattern where it's straight out, kind of like a fan, just for consistency, and then I just kind of smush it just a little bit on there where it's all together. Well, like I mentioned, this is probably the most complicated way of doing this. And it gives you something gnarly like this. This top side would be the correct side. So any of this that's sticking out, it looks like it's sticking out a little further, like I'm got it off a little bit, offset. I ain't even gonna try to move it. I'll just start tooling that on there. And by just pinching it with a tool, some kind of tool, just bring them together. I guess what I'm thinking is I'm always shooting for strength. And in my mind, if that's embedded in other clay, it's stronger than just pushing something to it. Like if I was just to try to stick a toe on it like this, wiggle it a little bit, that'll bake to that, but it won't be as strong as having it inside another piece of clay. And that just came off. Oh, it's okay. This will all get tooled on. As my hands warm it up, it makes it softer and more pliable. It's actually not that stiff. Like I mentioned before, this was the butterfly cane I made live. It was way too stiff. The clay was too stiff and I was unable to reduce it. So I mixed all of that clay together. It was a blue, I do believe it was a blue butterfly with the black and the white. And it made this color right here, which that's where the inspiration came. I was like, let me do something with this color. I was thinking like a midnight blue lizard. That's just how it happened. I recently reached out to someone on Facebook who does canes. She does canes, I can't remember the name, but beautiful cane work. And I was like, I was watching her use the clay and moving it around. It almost looked like it jiggled. I mean, it was soft. I'm like, wow, I'm definitely using clay that's too stiff. I'm like, what do you do? How do you do it? And I already knew the answers, what she said, but just hearing it again from somebody else really helped. She's like, you gotta condition the clay. You have to put softener in it and make it right. Otherwise, you know, that's how she does her clay. And just hearing it from seemingly a pro, it really helped me feel like I could do it again, because I felt like I can't make canes. And that's not the case. It was just really, really stiff clay. I have the Kickstarter clay from Cosclay, which is years old, and it just gets stiffer. So I'm going to try it again This has actually been mixed with softener, so it's even clay that's been sitting. It's, see how this does? It's not rock hard. Well, not rock hard, but it was pretty darn stiff. Okay. And I would like to try it again. I'd like to try it again sometime. I wound up cutting these down a little bit because it's just so thick. Ooh. Getting nervous how I'm holding this thing. You gotta be careful when holding this. It's like a tissue slicer. It's really sharp. And I'm actually super nervous about cuts now because I've been taking low dose aspirin. It was like the first thing my wife suggested, and the doctor was like, that was a smart thing, keep taking that. But the other day I got, like, my cat scratched me or something. It was just like just a little pinprick, and it just bled. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I get cut, I'm gonna be in trouble. So I'm very conscious about sharp objects now, which you should always be anyways, but just more so now than ever. That's not good enough. I need a bigger piece. I'm using a piece of wax paper so they don't keep sticking when I do this. I notice these go smoother every time, every iteration I do. A lot of it's just trying to figure out the tool. Okay. Just double checking the focus. Oh, I didn't tell her about my YouTube channel and my Facebook and all that. I did join hers, or I followed hers on mine. I wasn't there to try to, like, promote myself, but sometimes hearing something you may already know from somebody else just helps. I know I'm supposed to condition my clay and make it good, but I just thought that I can warm it a little bit and it would help it, but it's not the case. I don't think the clay is ruined, this Kickstarter clay. There's people that sell it, they don't want it, and there's people that are actively buying it. So it's a mixed crowd. But I bet you if I bought a new pack of clay, it would be nice and soft. I'm almost willing to bet a nickel that it would be. And you know, they have two different colors of glow-in-the-dark clay and cosplay. I went to the website and I looked, and I am so wanting to buy some glow-in-the-dark clay. I'm just holding on to every penny right now. I recently asked for help for donations and stuff, which helped. It accomplished. It totally helped, and it just would feel wrong to spend that money on anything other than my health right now, the entire amount. So I'll just wait a little while, wait for them to take that deductible, which is only $100. Oh, and for a short time I was under the impression I felt like that I just had some kind of generic insurance, and it was bothering me. But then my wife told me, that's like, no, actually, this is expensive. It's like $450, $500 a month normally, but because I don't have an income, it's the Affordable Health Care Act or whatever, that I just get it. So that made me feel a lot better. You know, I don't. I worried that I might get to a hospital and they're like, "Oh, you got that insurance," and it just like not want to do anything with me. So a lot of my worries and fears and doubts and stuff are basically they're based on ignorance. I don't know what's going on. I'm behind. My cup is very empty, if that makes sense. Uh, I kind of wanted to make it a night on just sculpting, not just explaining my tragic stories. It's all new to me. I'm very ignorant to a lot of things. I didn't do much, didn't talk much, like in school. And they thought I was mentally disabled. You're not supposed to say retarded. Disabled mentally. And they put me in classes where my classmates, they all drooled on themselves. And it was really weird. It's because I didn't talk. So they just assumed that there was something wrong with me. It's very strange. Let's put that right there. Is it focus? It's so hard to tell if that's in focus sometimes. So the point, what I'm getting at is I don't know, I don't have much of an education. I went back and got my GED. I dropped out in the 10th grade. I don't have a dad. I don't know his name or what he even looks like. No photos, ever. And now my mom's gone. She tried several times throughout my life to find him, but apparently he lied about his identity and just took off at the first moment possible. So that led to instability on her end. And the way we made it was we would let the rent build up too high and we would just move. So that resulted in me going to probably, let's say, at least 10 different schools, and I lived in probably 30 different houses growing up. Never had friends. I came home from school one day, got out the school bus, and there was a note on the door. They literally moved 3 streets down. It wasn't a big deal. I knew where it was, but it just gives you an idea of the chaos, the instability, and that totally compromised my education. And bless my mama's heart, she tried everything she could, and my life is just, it's unbelievable. People wouldn't believe me if I told you the things I've been through. I don't think anybody would believe me. At any rate, it brings the house down, metaphorically speaking. It's something a comedian would say. You know, they're trying to do a comedy show and make people laugh and have fun, and someone will say something like real depressing or negative, and they'll be like, "Gee, thanks for bringing the house down," or something along that line. I don't mean to do that, by the way. I already feel way better getting on here and getting live. Just being around you all, whoever's watching. I can't tell this on the maybe viewer activity. Nope. It usually says how many people are watching. Oh, up there. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Couple people. You know what? That's plenty for me. I'm happy that there's at least that there's anybody here. Trying to follow all these little steps I did on the previous one and stuff. And one more right here between this. Just kind of like grooves. You got grooves on the back of your where your tendons are and stuff. That's kind of my idea, the thought behind it anyways. It's probably not accurate. The reason I told you all that stuff about my education and all, I'm just trying to explain why I would be so not with it when it comes to understanding insurance and all that other stuff. I have like a child mentality on a lot of stuff. I'm not ashamed of it or anything. It's just a fact. And I think it would help with people understanding me a little bit. You know, a little, to a certain extent. Let's do these fingertips, which is this tool and this tool. It is so nice streaming because there is no editing. Not that I don't like editing, but it can be a little overwhelming having 2 hours of film or something to go through, or something not working right in it. Maybe what the things I was saying in it don't make sense, or I didn't talk enough, explain enough. That's why I feel like that last video I did, it really saved me. I was like, well, I'll just clean it up. I removed all the inactive scenes and then just basically matched it to the length of the song I chose. It was playing a little too quick, in my opinion, but it was like I was able to use the content I had. I could still use it, and I might use music again, or maybe a combination of talking and music. But I've watched plenty of stuff done usually in like time lapse where it's just a song going. I know a lot of people really appreciate the person explaining what they're doing. That's what I always thought. I thought that's how I would set myself apart, by just explaining things and not ever using music, mainly because I didn't understand how it worked. But they have it so streamlined. They have it set up really nice. The process was painless trying to pick a song and then apply it. It made me feel silly. Like, wow, why haven't I not tried this sooner? I'm one of those people that will just try the same thing forever if it works, or if I like it. I eat the same burger. I don't really try any other things I like, which is not good, I guess. This is definitely making toes for me. I got one more foot, and we can put it back on the lizard. And I want to beef up the area where the arm meets the body. Just use tapered snakes and stuff, like build muscle cord. It'll look pretty cool. Or at least I feel like it'll be fun sculpting it. Just trying to get this close so when I do the softening stuff, it's good to go. Well, I'm so glad that I got online. I keep forgetting how wonderful it is. It intimidates me a lot. And I don't know why. I'll worry like, man, what if I don't know what to do or say? Like if I clam up or freeze up. And it's just a weird way to think. Because I always wind up doing pretty decent. Not saying that it looks decent what I'm doing, just the process. I mean, tonight I'm kind of down, which is reflecting a lot in what I'm talking about. I know. I'm sorry about that. But thank you for letting me share some of that with you. I also been wanting that other armature. Remember how I made 2 spider armatures? The extra armature I have left over, I kind of want to make a face hugger. It's from Aliens, the movie. Aliens. I don't know if I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Aliens. It's these aliens that would they cover your face and with this spider looking thing, and it lays an egg in your mouth, and an alien will bust through your belly when it's born. Pretty gnarly, gross, nasty, scary. But I thought a face hugger would be cool for the other armature because it looks like one. It looks more like that than it did a spider. But it worked well for a spider. I might pull all the legs out of the epoxy sculpt, bend the ends, and reset it to where they don't move again. do a little work on that again, you know, off camera, get it right, and just make one. I'm a huge fan of H.R. Geiger. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's not with us anymore, but he designed the look of those aliens and Predator. He also designed the city, the machine city on The Matrix. He was behind that. And he's just got really wicked work. Just crazy sculptures, drawings too. A lot of machinery and stuff, and just actually really wild. We got 1 foot left. There's definitely a million things that I could do. I can make a teddy bear. Or a little pony, like a My Little Pony thing. I don't know, I don't care. I'm open for anything. And I've been considering, like, verbally announcing that I will do commission work. That was something I've never thought about doing, because I watched the stuff I make crack or whatever. This stuff is so durable, the cosplay. I feel confident to do that, to make something like that. Before I discovered cosplay, it wasn't even like a thought. I was like, no way, I'm not trying to sell anything. I mean, I sold a few things. Depending on the item, the situation. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have no more than 2 projects going at a time. One that I'm just binging, where I take a break from one mood to the other. That would be, I only have so much shelf space. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just seen your comment. Oh, I'm reading what you're saying, and I appreciate that support. Um, you, it, it gives me information. You're highly supportive to this channel, Kaoline. Just letting you know, I'm happy that you're here, for sure. And that's enough. I don't ever want it to seem like, when I mention membership and stuff like that, it's not me being weird, trying to... It says I'm supposed to talk about it. Like, I'm supposed to mention it because somebody may join or not. It just says people are more likely to do it if you mention it. So I'm trying to follow their advice, but at the same time, I'm a very selfless person, and it goes against every... it's very hard to do. Like, the selfless nature of me is literally screaming, like, no, why would you even do this? You know, just hush up. And I will get nowhere. I have to find myself at least a little bit. So that's all I'm doing. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's my own mental health that's more important, even over money. So like, if the channel Like, I would drop membership if I never got any comment ever again. I would just discontinue, and maybe that would fix it. It has to do with some kind of algorithm, or being whitelisted or blacklisted or something conspiracy theory or whatever. Obviously I have no idea how it works. All we can say is it's very strange, and you have to weigh everything. What's important? I make about 30 to 60 cents a day, but because 6 people have joined, I get an extra $10 a month from that, because Google takes a little bit, and I think it's $2.99 to be a member. I probably should have did $1.99, but believe it or not, it helps. Instead of waiting 5 months for a payout, it's less, a little 4 months, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's something you're supposed to work on it as you go. That's the whole idea. I'm just trying to figure it all out. It's a lot of weird stuff to balance. I just want to help my wife. Once, that woman's been carrying my weight forever. Which she says is not a hardship. She loves me and all, but that makes it even more. It makes it worse. You know, I want to help that woman so bad. So I'm gonna try to make things and sell them. Oh, I sold the spider on Etsy. I sold it for $20. I am still trying to figure out, I'm still figuring out Etsy, but it was on sale and I modified the price and I didn't realize it was still on sale. So I thought I was selling it for $40, but I sold it for $20. But you know what? That's like a whole lot of money to me. I won, you know what I mean? That clay's just gonna sit here. So looking for, if you look, this is the first one I did. It's the cleanest, prettiest. You can tell that it goes a little too far. So I'll just go like this. Which makes almost like a sleeve around that finger, and I can either cut that away or drag it to the finger. It just tore off. Just controlling the size of this pad right here. It's a little big. Here we are. I was using this to kind of cut into this at an angle. I feel like once I get a larger project that's a little easier to see, like doing a dragon or something, it'll really wake up the channel or just bring in more activity. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I could have at least 2 projects going at one time, alternate between the 2. That way I don't feel like I'm trapped or stuck. Just getting that focus again. I can always do a little doctoring to this later, like off camera. I feel like the gist of it is being shown. Anyways. Almost getting like a pad like surface down here, which is okay with me. That's pretty realistic. Just trying to get it close to where it looks like similar to the other ones, so I can put them on the body and start building out muscle and stuff. I figure that'd be funner than this. This is pretty tedious. Small little areas. It's probably the most difficult way possible. I guess the question is if I were to do it again, would I sculpt this way again? I don't know. I like how this one turned out. And once I brush it all out, it should look similar. Alright. Pretty close. The softener, the paintbrushing thing, really does wonders. It don't work miracles, but it does wonders. So we'll see how that turns out once I brush them all out. But this is the last, I'm doing the toes on the last foot, and we get to see something different. Yay! Okay. Just checking out your and stuff. I also have to consider what may seem boring to me may not seem boring to y'all. I mean, some of y'all are probably like, oh, I'm just glad you're here sculpting. There could be some people like, oh, toes? This is my least favorite thing. So, I gotta be careful not to get inside my own head about things too much. Overthink everything. For sure. You know, not to overthink. I mean, I got all my legs mixed up. Lordy, I hope I can figure it out. Except the one that's over by the animal. So at least I got some of it. 25% of it's figured out. I'll just stick them up there and just see. I can always ask the audience or phone a friend. It'll be cool to put the legs up there and on its body just to get an idea of how it's going to look as a progression, just to see the progress of it. It'll give me an idea of what a glimpse of the final, or at least for me, I'll be able to see the final thing. This pad is a little big, isn't it? I guess it's fine. Alright, this other little tool was I using this? Fingernail tool. Okay. See how big this is down here? I can get me a new area. Try to control the size to everything down here. So I can clean this up and get some edges and stuff. Fix some of this later. But it's basically, I'll make a mess if I do it now. It's just taking this softener and a paintbrush, put it on here and just running around, and it just takes some of that roughness out. And then you can dig it out again. Just keep doing that until you get the look you're going for. There, that's in focus. Alright. So here is the lizard. Hey, how you doing? This one is the only one I know it was in the right. I do believe it's in the right spot. We'll just go with it. We'll just figure it out. We'll just set these here. That looks nice with toes. That actually looks pretty decent. And I am zoomed all the way out. The camera's rather close, so I'm gonna have to work with this. And it's either this or this. We'll just have to see. I like it. Actually, you know what? You can't do it the other way. Otherwise it'd be upside down, right? Oh wow. This is totally incorrect, but why do I like it? Because silliness is sometimes nice. Oh my goodness. I have to get a screen capture from that. But that's a more Earth-like lizard, or one that's not from Cartoon Networks or something. And we know it goes, I made the little, I traced it. I traced it like this. Before pulling the legs off originally, I just traced it on the last video. You probably didn't even see me do it because it's so fast. That way when I pull these off, I can see at least where they went. So I don't have to give that any thought. Like I know it goes right here. The little marks, they're faint, but I can see them. So I got it in the position. Yeah, it's a finger sandwich. A little hand sandwich. And also I didn't do any tooling on this either. What I want to do right now is kind of get these on here. Start working them on. Because now they're permanent. I did this, it seems like it makes sense doing some of this work. Where I could pick it up individual hands and just work on it like that. I'm trying to cheat and bend this just a little bit. Get it warm with my, just interacting with it. Just getting it away from the head a little bit there. Should be fine. You can't force it too much because it's lost its, it can split. But not really, it doesn't. It's pretty good. This clay is really good. Okay, cool. So now I can start beefing this up a little bit. Just a little. If you look, it looks scrawny back here. It don't need to be super big. And also, if you were to see side view, it's half the height of the body too, which makes it scrawny in that aspect too. So what I'm thinking is if I did little muscles, just pretend like I'm actually making muscle cord. Like that. I'll make 2 of them. Try to make 2. Nope, I'm gonna do how I normally do. I'll work with snakes. That way I can have measured clay. It'll only take a second to get me some something going here. There we go. So I can use pieces like this. Those are not the same size, but it's close. It doesn't matter, I can now bunch it up. And the balls should be relatively the same size. And I'll just do like this. Two little teardrop type things. And what you could do, you put it on there. It's way too long. Hold on. Making it shorter. We'll call this like a muscle cord. And we want thicker by the body, and it basically tapers down. So it could be like this. What this does, if I put one right here, like that, and maybe one on this side, it takes several of them going around it. The one on top though, what it achieves is new height. It makes it more robust, and I'll try to show you. I'll tilt it. Do you see how that has a better, do you see how short the leg is? Like if I take that back off. It may not be in focus, but if you see how short the leg is compared to the body, it just doesn't seem right. We kind of want to match things up a little bit. So by building out muscle, I can work with the different dimensions. This would be the height. So when you're looking at it from the side, I don't have to really work them on there too well. And I can pull them back off and stuff. And then I would do one back here. Do something back there. And this is literally all the clay I have left. It's not very thick, but I think this is plenty to build out in different areas and stuff. I really don't need any more for the hands and stuff like that. They're all there. And as long as this could be completely separate than what I do here. When I'm working with this, I want to make sure each piece is kind of similar. Like this new piece can be smaller for the back here. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same as these were. But what I'm trying to say is I build in symmetry. It's like algebra. You want to do the same on both sides. So as long as I do the same on both sides working up here, they can be completely different shapes and sizes. It'll still look right, in theory. So by rolling this out into a snake and just picking something random like that, we can say this is close to the same amount of clay. So then when I roll them up into balls like this, I can be sure that they're going to be somewhat similar to help with symmetry. And these can go back here, like towards the back. Or maybe we could choose to flatten them a little bit. Because these are also dictating how it's looking. So now it's a little flatter. It could be like a panel that goes just over this. So this will change overhead. It'll make it look wider. This is for top view as well. I don't know. I'm making all of this up, by the way. Does it sound like I know what I'm talking about? It's so fun. There is no right or wrong way to sculpt. And there's so many different ways of doing things. And I'm gently pressing these on here. I'm not wanting them to mate completely on there yet because I'm going to try to do something under it to make sure these are adhered to the body. Just getting an idea first. But these will actually look, it'll make the legs look a lot more realistic because they were like a snake, and I tried to do some weird thing where I tapered it in the middle and then rolled this out smaller, but it just doesn't differentiate itself from the snake that I used as opposed to an actual limb with muscle on it and everything else. So I'm just trying to get that going where it looks somewhat realistic. It's tapered. Like I can visually see that it's still tapered, so I'm trying to get it somewhat a little flatter. Not flatter, but evener. Evener. More even. Another way to get equal amounts of clay that would probably be easier to do is to roll out a sheet of clay at the thickest setting and just cut squares. It could be like 1/4 inch squares or 1/2 inch squares or 1 inch squares, and they would definitely be the same amount of clay. That's actually smarter. But they both kind of serve the same purpose. So we will go right here, I guess. And I'll roll them up. Oh yes, I am definitely giving the canes another try. Cane work is so amazing. I actually, okay, so I failed trying to reduce that blue butterfly cane. I remember I just told you, but look, I found a remnant piece of a cane of that purple. And I was able to slice me some butterfly wings. They look somewhat okay, I guess. I thought I might try to build a few earrings with it, but this is the this is the second butterfly. I mean, the first one was blue, which that's all gone. That's why I was trying to remake it. But these, I don't know if these look like amazing or whatever, but they are. They're butterfly wings nonetheless. So, it's so fun making that type of stuff. And people are making faces. Like this girl, she made a possum. Like several possums. So it was a long project, took a while for her to do. And what you do, you cut it in little mini canes and you can sell the cane itself. Or you make slices, make art with it, and then you can sell that. Or just do it for entertainment purposes. There's lots of reasons to do it. Oh, by the way, showing you the butterfly thing, this is proof that I'm a real person and I'm reading y'all's comments, and you talking to me will actually, I respond. Like, oh yeah, I'll show you something look like, I appreciate you chatting with me here. But this one can go in here a little bit. Now these don't have to look this way as far as muscle cords go. I'm just basically pre-making them. These are long. I'm going to cut these. maybe like this. Heck, I wonder if I could use these. I'll retaper these. Just a little more stout. But I sold several earrings on Etsy, and I gave a bunch of to people that where my wife works and all. It's fun to gift people some things, and of course it's a good sensation making something and someone buying it. You know, as far as trying to support myself, I definitely don't want a free ride. If I can make things and someone would like it and buy it, that's awesome. But so far I made a ladybug cane, and some butterfly. I haven't tried anything really complex. I made a pixel cane. That actually it's almost got 1 million views. Or it's done quite well. Where I just use squares to make an image. And I thought I was the first person to do that, and someone was like, no, you're actually not. See how this looks actually a little wide right here? I can literally smush them this way to reduce that. It can be altered as I go. But this gives you an idea. I'll take one of these off. Just keep them together like this. Now look at the difference. It's just, this is a thigh, like this is muscle. He's got some strength to him or whatnot. So that's, you know, we'll go with it. These were the pieces I used. I can keep them right here so they don't go anywhere. And I'll do the same for this. Now what I'll do is I'm going to weld this on. I want to weld these on. I gotta go get my welder. No. Basically just some tiny snakes. Something like this. And I can swish it on there like this. Just the edge. That way we know we're mated there. And this can go right here. And I just squish that down as well. It don't have to look pretty because it's going to have the other stuff on top. Just trying to just assure myself that these legs won't break off. That's the benefit of having a armature, because this is very durable, very rubbery. But if you were to just tear, you're not supposed to do that with art anyways. No one should really be buying a piece of art with somebody and be like, how strong is this, and just try to snap it. That would just be bizarre. But I try to make things strong. I don't want it to ever, I'll always think about it, like, is it gonna break? You know, worry about it and stuff. So basically, this piece that I just put on here, I'm blending it to this leg and not really going up on the body too much, because the body is correct aside from my fingerprints. But just following it around the diameter of the leg. And I'll do the same on this side. Just kind of smash it onto the other. Good firm